So my goal with that is very much what you reported. This ick, back to my first whole thing, right? We're talking about the stuff that comes up, our life, and some of the ick flows in and out, and some of it just gets stuck. Sometimes what you can do is whenever you have that quote unquote ick, notice it as a body sensation. You don't have to go, oh, well, that's anger and that's fear, and over here, that's, well, I'm kind of got a little excitement over there. And, you know, you don't have to, that's another, you can explore that, but it's not necessary. It's not a necessary precondition to explore what the individual strands of emotional qualities are. You can just say, you know what, I got a tight knot in my gut. Okay, that's local. Global's anything but that. The going back and forth, you all described the clarity you got with it. Another thing, and I spent a lot of time of tuning us into the room, so we didn't really spend a lot of time kind of resting in that back and forth. A lot of it was the leading up to, okay, here we are. It can also, when you start looking at the boundary between local and global, when that starts to soften, kind of what he was describing with the whole body and the outside, there can become a movement in the local so that, remember we talked about the ick that rises and passes away, it can help it flow the way it's naturally designed to, like weather, right? And the thought that was locking it in may flow with it. You may go, oh, you know what? I'm not replaying that thought over and over as much. It's a tail wagging the dog. I'm going for the feeling in the body, and you may notice that happen with the thought. You know, maybe it'll come back in 10 minutes, but now you got a strategy for working with it. It's a strategy. So first I just had you do local, global. When someone's having a panic attack, I used to use this. When someone was having a panic attack and there was this tight, like, I can't breathe in here, and I'd say, I was using a form of this. I'd say, okay, attention out on your hands and feet, right? Move the awareness out. People in pain, you can use, that hurts, that hurts. Well, look at how much of your body isn't in pain. Okay, focus on that. Yeah, but that's really loud. That's someone playing the channel up really loud. Well, you gain so much more concentration by tuning into the subtle. Right? So you then gain amazing concentration skills. So this local, global focus can be very helpful in terms of what you described as the sensory clarity of defining what the local is. It can be in prying the fingers off of it, right? And I'm doing it in a tangible sensation way, not like give up that thought. Do it and notice the thought may go. It's I often think of, and then I even mention using the tensions around the body. My teacher uses the term feel to mean these emotional sensations in the body. And touch would be every other sensation. When I started teaching, I said, you know what? I've got primary feel and secondary feel. I would call primary feel what he calls feel. Secondary feel, I'd call the tensions that hold it in place. Yes, I'm really mad, and then my jaw comes in, and then this comes up, and this gets tight, and I go, you know what, if I could just relax my jaw, relax that, and relax that. It's like, I think of the secondary feel, the tensions that hold it in place, and the only analogy I have, and I know it's a reverse connotation, but is how a setting holds a jewel. There's a jewel, and if the setting wasn't there, the jewel just falls on the floor. It's that setting that just has been designed to just use the minimum effort to grip and hold it in place. And the jaw and the shoulders and just are perfect, very good at just locking that in place. Like in the camera, you know, you lock down the camera onto the tripod. They've worked it out. So you just put this and lift that, and it's in there, right? And so I said, well, let's just work with that secondary part. Let's just relax around the feeling on a physical level and see if the feeling flows, right? So I worked with that. Local, global can be another way that could work with that. I said, pick an emotion. If you didn't have an emotion, I said, pick attention. Pick a place of attention, right? And then what you may discover is, okay, I picked tension in my jaw and I do local global. Oh, well, you know what? It's gone. Oh, well, I got to pick another one, you know. Too bad, you know. Darn, don't have that tension to work with anymore. All right, you know. Or pick, I'm just feeling my hand on my knee. And just practicing moving that awareness sharpens your ability to hone in. You know, like a video game. You just get good at going boom there, boom there. Okay, boom, I got it there, whoo, wide. It's a good, develop these muscles of concentration and focus to use in your meditation. All make sense? Any other questions about that? Okay, so what I want to do with our last 25 minutes, first, I want to take a break. So everybody stand up, stretch, just kind of